We have a problem. That right there, that's Hirohiko Araki. That's the author of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And that is him right there raising the alarm bell over the rise of AI art scamming in his industry and in general. He is basically putting up a red flag. And yeah, this is cause for concern. Maybe we should listen. We are now witnessing the beginning of the manga AI slop era. But it's not new. It's been here. It's just more bold than ever. I think a major turning point happened in the later half of 2022. A mysterious Japanese author that went under the name Rootport created a full-color manga in just 6 weeks. However, the secret sauce there was that Rootport was using Midjourney AI throughout the entire process, and other AI models. The manga itself was titled Cyberpunk Peach John. And the cherry on top is that this 37-year-old author has never drawn a comic before by hand in his entire life or career. Published both digitally and physically by Shinchosa, they believe, and I quote, Cyberpunk Peach John is the world's first complete AI manga work. To create the panels, Rootport stated that he used a string of text descriptions, which then he refined by using trial and error methods to create images that match his storyline. Yeah, he's prompting. Just say that you're He created a dystopian manga using AI prompts. And of course, what you're feeling in your gut happened. There was a ton of outrage online and in Japan. And the cherry on top is that the manga itself, to no one's surprise, it's not even good, it's horrible ratings. But wait, there's more, chat, there's more. To top this off, Rootport believes that AI technology will ultimately liberate artists from the grueling process of creating manga. Tools like Midjourney could, he argued, improve the industry's inhumane working conditions. Instead of helping the creators, maybe paying them fairly, getting them better access to healthcare, more of a staff, let alone the companies stop pushing these egregious deadlines. No. Let's use Midjourney. Let's use ChatGPT. Let's just make manga that way. What are we doing here? Now, before we go any further, I don't want to come out as fully against AI. I've seen AI used in the workplace for years now to help artists, animators, storyboarders. They can help in the process and sometimes make things a lot faster. But to make complete works devoid of any human touch, emotion, etc., that's where I'm drawing the line. This is crazy.
And it looks like Rootport himself agrees. He further goes on to say that he doubts fully AI-drawn manga will ever become mainstream because real artists are better at making sure their illustrations fit the context. But he also goes on further to state, I also don't think manga completely unaided by AI will remain dominant forever. There is an argument used there which I've never really been too much of a fan of, and Rootport here puts it on full display. He states that AI image generators have paved the way for people without artistic talent to make inroads into the manga industry, provided they have good stories to tell. Not only do I think this completely ignores getting good at writing or drawing, or heck, even hiring help to execute your ideas, which has been done before, mind you, but the real legal and copyright issues this brings up, which of course we'll talk about later. But the key words here is when he said, if they have good stories to tell. Is it really though? Because what is happening is an onslaught of slop. Slop is all over short form content where we can read new chapters as posts on TikTok or wherever they post their short form content. And it's even permeating the apps that we use to read manga, manhwa, or heck, even light novels now.
Let's also talk about Blackjack. Now we're moving into 2023, and now we're starting to see more traditional work being made with ChatGPT. Now, while you might know the Blackjack manga, you might not have known that Makoto Tezuka, the son of the late artist Osamu Tezuka, released new work for Blackjack, coming out of Tezuka Productions, which is the company for the 50th year anniversary. But the twist is, I feel like that's the motto for this entire video. The twist here is, instead of Midjourney, they used ChatGPT pretty much for the entire thing. Totaling in 32 pages, the team used generative AI models that learned from chapters of Blackjack and pages of his manga characters for facial imaging data. God, that sentence is so weird. Now, I mentioned that they use ChatGPT, but specifically they use ChatGPT and Stable Diffusion. The cherry on top is that the Sun sort of agrees with us. This is what he said. AI is still weak in incorporating human feelings in stories because feelings may vary from person to person. Such things cannot simply be achieved through analyzing collected data.
Now, I'm telling you all of this and I'm showing you these past examples to show you that manga created fully by AI has permeated both official published works, but also onto these sites and apps that we use to read. And a lot of this art is being generated from the work of so many talented artists without their consent or knowledge.
Now, we've started at 2022. We've gone into 2023 and now enters 2024 with Orange Ink and the Emoji app, hopefully I'm saying that right, who unveiled a system that uses AI plus light human editing. Emphasis on the light human editing part there.
Turns out only 10% of the content on the Emoji app will be translated using AI support. For now. They actually have an in-house team of 20 plus human translators working on these projects in efforts to maintain the integrity of the original works and build trust with the readers, artists, and publishers over time, so no more than 10% of the content on the Emoji app will be translated using AI. Let's pause on that building trust statement there for a moment because the blowback was huge, as you would expect, online. One reader stated, "I read the one-shot and it was very disappointing. The manga uses stylized text to represent the inner thoughts that the protagonist can't quite voice, but Orange didn't pay a redrawer or letterer to replicate it properly. They also just skip over some text entirely." A company like Orange has no place at the convention hosting the Manga Awards, which celebrates manga and manga professionals in the industry. If you agree, please encourage Anime NYC to ban AI companies from exhibiting or hosting panels. A lot of the most recent reviews are absolutely abysmal. If we scroll through some of the reviews, we see that the biggest complaint is the AI quality and the general feeling of ickiness just while using the app. Now, the CEO and founder of Orange stated that he started this company because he wanted fans around the world to have the same opportunity to enjoy manga culture as we do in Japan. More than 95% of manga published in Japan has never been released in English. We aim to change that by exposing more incredible manga works to overseas audiences. Now, this isn't the first time Orange has been in the hot seat, as back in 2023, Manga Plus had to update their first chapter of Rugby Rumble due to criticisms and backlash from their fans and professionals for their font sizing, font choice, translation quality, and even text placement. Now, at the end of the day, Orange claims that humans are always working hand in hand with AI agents and that the final decisions are made by humans.
Now moving forward to the very beginning of summer here and late May 2025. Literally just a few weeks back from making this video right now. News drops that Orange has and is, yes, you can go check on the website, which I will link down below in the description box, partnering up with Viz Media, Kodansha USA, and Yen Press towards adding their titles to the Emoji app. The sad thing is, all of these titles that are going over to the app already have translations that humans have worked on for years. Here's my copy of Blackjack Volume 1. And if you open up your manga at home, you could even see who translated that volume. Of course there was backlash. You're probably feeling it right now, just like myself. No one liked this. It's a bad look. My worst fear and gut feeling is that with more stories and examples coming out like this, we're going to see titles that are completely made and drawn by, or I can't even say drawn, but created by Midjourney, ChatGPT, some LLM out there. And it's going to take 1, 2, 3, a handful, less than 5 of these series really taking off, maybe on TikTok, some short form content, you name it. And this will start to normalize more and more and more.
And these companies and AI artists are doing more than just popping up in your feed. They are now showing up more and more at conventions. Here is Guillermo del Toro voicing his opposition about the AI art presence at Comic-Con recently.
The most important thing right now, and the reason why we must defend this as an individual expression, is because there is one of the other things that I find oppressive is people saying you can do art with an app. And I'm sorry, you can't. You know, it's like you cannot just press a button and get to the middle, because then you will not know the beginning or the end of that idea for yourself.
But here's some good news. Japan really isn't just sitting there, and there are people fighting back. A manga artist turned politician, Ken Akamatsu, is looking to protect other artists from technology by backing some amendments to Japan's copyright law, requiring explicit opt-in by artists to allow or deny their work to be used in AI datasets or future trainings. And in last June, the Japan Association of Translators were condemning AI manga translations. Now, the JAT has been around since the mid-80s and is Japan's largest translation and interpretation organization. This is what they had to say. The JAT wishes to express its strong reservations regarding the public and private sector's initiatives to use AI for high-volume translations and the export of manga. First, in its current form, AI translation has yet to demonstrate the level of quality required to adequately portray nuance, cultural background, or character traits, which are critical to a work of fiction. Using the machines to churn out mass quantities of translated works in a short amount of time risks greatly diminishing the value of the work itself. Moreover, excessive reliance on AI putting professional manga translators who have supported the industry for years out of work and turns valuable human resources into throwaway commodities. We are deeply concerned about the negligent disregard for so much accumulated experience and skill for the sake of cost reduction. This is to say nothing of the risk posed by releasing hastily produced low-quality translations into the market. Poor translations undermine consumer trust, opening the window for pirated versions to flourish. Given that manga is an important facet of Japanese culture and one of the many ways that people are first introduced to Japan, it is all the more important that the words we use to convey these stories are not undervalued. Based on our experience and subject matter expertise, it is the opinion of this organization that AI translation is extremely unsuitable for translating high-context, story-centric writing, such as novels, scripts, and manga. Quick and easy AI translation not only risks hurting the translation industry or the manga industry, it is not in the country's best interests. And of course, there are others that are doing some really solid work out there, but what I think we're seeing is a real honest to good tonality shift in the community against just blatant AI slop. And it looks like slowly but surely there are actual policy and legal actions on the table now. Honestly, making this video was therapeutic for me in a way. Yes, I learned a lot about things I don't like, but for better or worse, I am an optimist. And I see a real shift in people fighting back against just blatant use of AI slop. And not just in the comment section on social media sites or forums, but in the courts and with their money. Seeing my own partner get stressed about the ever-growing AI utilization in studios and the ever-growing layoff list, what I'm seeing here is the horrible mistreatment and underappreciation of artists, translators, animators, and just creatives in general. And it hurts to see. So where does this leave us? Basically uncharted territory. Like it or not, companies seemingly across the board are on this AI train, and it's definitely left the station. I mean, as of July of 2025, Crunchyroll is yet again in hot water due to their usage of AI generated subtitles through third-party vendors. Heck, even Toei came out and said that they're starting to use AI in future productions. Now, I know we spent a lot of time doom talking today in the video, but remember, I did say that I have seen AI used in the workplace for a while now, and if used correctly and dare I say with honor, AI does have the potential to save creatives a lot of time and resources. However, I think there are a ton of glaring problems that we have to face as a community. I hope that we can soon have proper protections and disclaimers for our creatives and AI usage in the media we are buying or consuming. And I think a great first step towards all of that is learning about what is happening and forming our own opinions on the matter. This video was the start of my own journey down that exact road. I'd really love to make another video on the topic, so let me know what your thoughts are on all of this. Are you fully against AI in the manga space, anime space, in this community? Or are you fully for it? Or do you want a future where it's somewhere in the middle, where we can have artists that can utilize AI without fear of stealing from others or losing their jobs? If you're looking for a recent video to watch, I do have some recent vlogs out where I'm going manga shopping with Michelle. Those are a lot of fun. And if you're new to manga, I just put out a video where it's everything I wished I knew about manga collecting and getting into the hobby itself. I will link both of those down below in the description box. Also, if you guys like the video, hit that like button so I know that you guys are watching. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button so you know when I upload next. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one, okay?